Yo, 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 what is up, my peeps? Jermaine Man Cop, we are back with another awesome stream for you. It's Monday, so y'all know what that means. We're going to be doing some mount farming, and hopefully today is a pretty special day, because I was checking the achievement, $3.99 and 400. All we need is one. All we need is one, even though the drop rate is absolutely terrible. All we need is one. So, pitter patter. Let's get at her. Let's bring up the stream. Let's bring up the chat. Hey, Fizzle, what's up, buddy? Jay Storm, you bet chilling with you is always a good way to spend a Monday. Thanks for the fingers being crossed. We gonna need it. So let's get started, shall we? First place we gonna head, as always, Dragon Soul. So how is everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. I came very close to adding a couple more stops on our mount farming tour, I gotta tell you. I was playing around with stuff earlier, and I got pretty far into Antorus the Burning Throne before I reached something I knew was going to be a roadblock. We might go there later and look. I might try it with y'all later if we get far enough. But yeah, I don't think I can get past A&R. There's just too many things happening at once that need to be dealt with. I tried the LFR version of Battle of Tsar Lore, so I wanted to see if we could try farming that Gmod again. And yeah, I couldn't get past that gnome and his machine. Just too much damage. It's not legacy content just yet. So. Although I got him to about 40%, which I'm actually kind of pretty happy with, honestly. Yeah, that's right. Portals aren't here at the top.
100% pure.
It has been far too long since I've done one of these Mount Carmen streams, let me tell you.
Loktar, friend. What is it you wish?
You have done nothing! I will tear your world apart!
I will cleanse whatever corruption I can. My fire will not harm you.
I will charge you with arcane energy to blast your foes!
Yeah, charge me with that arcane energy.
I am
Hey, Theo.
Deathwing, the destroyer, the end of all things.
I will bring you.
Oh, look, he's already half dead. It's free loot in it, bro.
Well done! I will realign the flow of mana and fill the dragon soul with all my arcane might.
Now we must channel the might of the Bee-Bear. And the Loas of Mount Drops. Give me your mount. You're not a mount. You're barely a pet. Blarg. Blarg and Bandersnatch. Damn it. Set that off to my bank tune. Next off to Ashes of Alar. Hopefully Ashes of Alar. You know, it's interesting. This is the collector's edition mount from Mop, I believe. It looks very much like all the Larians in Bastion. Darn Blizzard. How far ahead do they plan some of these things, let me tell you. It's like 10 years later and they're just getting around to reusing the model. Winged Guardian. Yeah, that's a almost identical. I mean, sure, it's a much higher res model version of it, but cannot convince Kale to give up his fiery bird. Look, y'all don't want none of this, I'm telling you. Just let me walk on by. Just walk on by. Wait on the corner. Tried to tell you you didn't want none of this, but man, y'all just don't listen. I am excited for this one. Frenzied Fell Talon, if I remember correctly, is a very gorgeous looking mount. See? Those guys got it. They don't want none of this.
Energy. Power. My people are addicted to it. A dependence may manifest after the Sunwell was destroyed. Welcome to the future. A pity you were too late to stop it. No one.
Sorry, I was getting a bit of an echo there.
Let's see how your nerves hold up against the Darkener.
4,
Thaladred.
3, 2, 1.
Prepare yourselves!
You have persevered against some of my best advisors. But none can withstand the might of the Bloodhammer.
4,
Behold,
3,
Lord
2,
Sanguinar.
1.
Blood for blood.
Capernian will see to it that your stay here is a short
4.
one.
Wow, I really can tell the difference in the
one.
voice.
Thus endure I reign supreme.
Well done. You have proven worthy to test your skills against my master
4,
engineer,
3,
Telonicus.
2, 1.
Anarala Belore.
As you see, I have many weapons in my arsenal.
Hmm. Oh, what the heck? We might as well pick up the Legos. One day they'll let us transmog these Legos. One day.
Perhaps I underestimated you. It would be unfair to make you fight all 4 advisors at once, but
4,
fair
3,
treatment was never shown
2,
to my people.
1.
I'm just returning the favor.
No! I will not more perils. Away.
My prince. I have...
I have no stopped. The future I plan will not be jeopardized. Now you will taste true power.
It's got to just be this room because I didn't hear an echo before that, but.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, Kale. One day you'll give the bird up. One day. Ah.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummles, like you.
Wasn't a complete loss. Looks like we got a piece of transmog out of it.
Farewell, friend of the Grummles.
Next, we've got ZG and Karazhan. Welcome back, buddy. How was tea with your folks?
Time is money, friend. Glad I could help.
Yeah. They love you. They want you to be better all the time. That's the thing about parents. They see you in the most perfect light, so they'd like you to achieve what they see. Right?
Hey, how you doing?
Was about to ask where the Zeppelin was, but I think I see it. I wasn't standing on a roof, I was standing on a Zeppelin tower, waiting for the Zeppelin. We're gonna hit the Stranglethorn and hit up Zul'Gurub. Then we'll head to Karazhan and see if we can't coax a horse out of the stables there. Silly. Well, yeah. Except, you know, we had Zeppelins. Back in, about 100 years ago, we had Zeppelins. I've never found a really good place for these coordinates. I always keep moving them around. See, we stopped using Zeppelins about 100 years ago when there was one that crashed and caught fire. and was really quite famous for crashing and catching fire. It's called the Hindenburg. Well, you see, the problem was, in order to get lift effectively, humans used hydrogen in their zeppelins. And hydrogen is the most flammable substance in existence. So, yeah. It's a problem about weight to lift ratio, right? In order to make zeppelins doable, you have to use either hydrogen or helium, and helium is much more inert, but it's also much more costly, if I remember correctly. So it was just easier to invent the airplane.
This body is useless.
I swear, for like half a second, I thought that said Tiger Miscellaneous. And I was like, well, that's a mount. That there is a mount. But it said finger. Let's see. Downline's Necrotic Wake. Well, you all look real dangerous down there. You know, shooting at people that aren't there and spinning in place. And I'll just be walking away now. Well, they are determined to catch up with me. Think I'd killed their leader or something. Yet they're legit not going to give up on this.
I have many lucky doos. You like? Good fortune to our friends.
Ooh, giant troll man. I'd just be riding past you. I didn't kill none of your brethren or nothing. I would get so lost without the ability to pin something to a map. I'm telling you. Hmm. Well, hey there, Midnight. I bet you'd like to come home with me.
Come, Midnight! Let's disperse this petty waste news! Someday I will become haunted.
Didn't mean to loot all of that.
I have many, many wares.
I think it wise to divide our efforts. I'll work to circumvent the tower's magical defenses.
I see a Theo talking in guild chat. Okay then. I don't mean to offend, but hopefully this wonderful wonderful show at the Karazhan Theater will make up for it.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our...
Shut your jabber, drama man. The Monkey King got another plan. Tonight, we got a Horkin show. An Ookin tale you think you know. That evil crone, she's not the worst. Another witch was nasty first. Mean Duker locked up all us hosen. Another path she should have chosen. So sit and slur, relax a gibbet. Enjoy the show that we call Wicked!
Puns. So many puns.
Elvira, come down from there. You're fluttering about like one of those horrible monkey creatures.
We all deserve a chance to fly. Hey, do you really think the wizard will degreenify me?
Of course, dear. Though that old frock of yours. Oh, look! Some new friends have come to pay us a visit.
I don't have any friends. Well, apart from you, Galindra.
If you're my friend, you'll make the Hosen get rid of these interlopers. Then we're off to see the wizard.
Together, we're unlimited!
Follow my lead and you'll be popular.
Sorry to bring you down.
Now, you may say to yourself, hey cop, why are you just auto-attacking? And the reason is, I don't want to break the game again. Every time I come in here, I have like a 50-50 shot of breaking the game. It is an echo of Medivh's soul.
The master hasn't been himself for quite some time. Perhaps a feast will brighten his spirit.
Yes, he was indeed corrupted by the Fel. It's a bit of a long story, but...
Well, another group of thieves trying to steal my time to face my quarry toe-to-toe. I have become the hunted.
I guess the long and short of it is, yeah, we'll do it that way. Medivh's mother was a guardian of Tirisfal, just like Medivh eventually became. And the Guardian of Tirisfal is essentially a mage that's been empowered by a bunch of other mages so that they're insanely powered. Like, who's created to fight demonic invasions. So Medivh's mom decided that she didn't want to pass the power of the Guardian onto some random mage that she didn't know. She decided she wanted to keep it in her own bloodline because she didn't trust anybody else. So she went and found a wizard who she figured was powerful enough, and became with child. And while she was with child, she fought Sargeras. Or the Avatar of Sargeras, rather. And when she defeated that, Sargeras used that moment to possess the child inside of her. It was Medivh. So Sargeras had possessed Medivh from before he was born. And if you run the dungeon from TBC Black Morass, you'll see that while Gul'dan was the one on Draenor that was opening the Dark Portal, they needed someone on Azeroth that was also opening the Dark Portal. Because they needed someone on both sides. And Medivh was the one who opened the Dark Portal on our side to allow the orcs to come across. Again, because he was possessed by Sargeras. And during the First War, he was killed by, I believe it was his two best friends. One is Khadgar and the other was Lothar. Or thought killed, anyway. The Guardian of Tirisfal is way too powerful to get killed by a sword at the end of the day. But the Avatar Sargeras left his body anyway, and Medivh spent the next, 30-odd years healing and trying to figure out how he would defeat the Burning Legion, since he was still the Guardian of Tirisfal. His mother had imbued him with that. And, yeah, then we see him in Warcraft 3 as the guy who brought Thrall and Jaina and Tyrande together to fight Kil'jaeden at Mount Hyjal. So at the end of the day, he was both a bad guy and a good guy. That's massively condensing the whole story, obviously, but yeah, there's some... Yeah, J-Storm, you're probably right. There was always some kind of fuzziness about how he came back. There was some lore at one point that said he was just too powerful to die from being beheaded. Which is silly, of course. It makes much more sense that Ajuin would have brought him back. It also feeds into the whole thing about Sargeras leaving, dispossessing him. But at the same time, while he was still possessed by Sargeras, he cast a powerful spell on Ajuin that prevented her from ever coming near him again. So... But I mean, that could have fallen off after he died, too. So... But yeah, Khadgar stabbed him, and Lothar beheaded him, if I remember correctly. I mean, it does make sense, though, if you think about it. I mean, he was possessed by the spirit of Sargeras. He had all the powers of the Guardian of Tirisfal. It would have made sense for him to find a way to live through that. Khadgar was... that's why people call him, quote-unquote, Dadgar, is because he was so nice. He was a very young wizard when he met Medivh, right? Like, the Council of Dalaran, who were ticked to begin with because they never got a chance to pick Ajuin's successor. Right? Like, normally the Council of Dalaran would pick who got to be the Guardian of Tirisfal. But they didn't get to do that because Ajuin went and had a baby specifically to pass the guardianship powers on to. So, they were a bit not only ticked about not being able to control the powers of the Guardian of Tirisfal, but they were suspicious of Medivh to begin with. So they sent Khadgar to be his apprentice. And Medivh was, of course, immediately suspicious of Khadgar, but he liked the kid. So he agreed to apprentice him. And one of the things that always sticks out to me in that story is their first meeting, where Medivh talks to Khadgar and he's like, "Did they choose you for your name?" He's like, "What do you mean?" He says, "Your name. It means trust." I believe he said it means trust in Elven, and he says, "I don't know what you're talking about. I had no idea." It's like, okay, young trust. Seems, of course, young compared to Medivh, but just Khadgar was such an open young person, he immediately kind of trusted him. And it was that human part of Medivh that was fighting back against the Sargeras' influence that liked Khadgar and trusted him. Yeah. The magical aging, because that's the other thing. When Khadgar stabbed Medivh, he was like, Khadgar's still pretty young. Like, he's probably only 50. When Khadgar stabbed Medivh, he was maybe 20 years old, and because so much power inside of Medivh, it like aged him prematurely. Yeah, there was a the only problem with the movie was they approached it wrongly from the start. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the movie. I did. I thought it was a really good telling of the lore in a different way, but they had a wrong-headed approach of it to begin with, and it's something that I find kind of common in some of Hollywood's quote-unquote creature features, is that they take an approach that's too human-sided, in that they concentrate on the humans a lot more than the rest of the creatures, especially in a movie like Warcraft. It's the orcs are every bit as much a part of it as the humans. Like, they're not, even in Warcraft 1, they weren't necessarily evil. They were just the opponents. Sure, the people who controlled them were evil, but there were people on the human side that were evil too, as we were talking. So, and people kept pushing for more of the orc side of the story, so they had to reconfigure the whole thing to tell both sides equally, and it never felt as whole and as well balanced as the human side. So, I mean, I think they would have done much better to have told the story of Warcraft 3, because I think it's a better story. B, it's far enough along in the timeline that most people who are fans wouldn't get confused anyway. And C, it's much more balanced, right? Human and orc. Gold. Gold. I mean, the whole story starts out with Thrall as this freedom fighter who's freeing his people from human internment camps, and then you get to see the human side of it with demon-worshipping orcs that they're fighting to begin with, and the whole thing with the Scourge, which would fit in really well with the zombie movies that people seem to like. I've never been a fan myself, but got the whole thing about Arthas as a prince falling. Like, I think you could take Warcraft 3's story and make a really good trilogy out of it. And you could really almost tell it in the same way that you tell the campaign, right? You know, where it starts out with Thrall's first couple of chapters, then it does the human campaign, then it does, I think, the undead campaign, then it does, like, the night elf campaign, and then it finishes off with the orc campaign. You know, like, you could do a really good series of movies that way. You could almost do it as a 6-movie series if you included the Frozen Throne expansion. And then you get like undead Sylvanas and Kael'thas and hey, Hylord. Yeah, it's a shame. Hey, Samantha. Not too bad. We're doing some mount farming today. We're hoping to get one of these rare drops to get us to 400 because we're at 399. Yeah, I think the whole idea, J-Storm, was they were anticipating it to be a huge blockbuster movie franchise, like kind of like the MCU. So they wanted to start at the beginning and kind of build through Warcraft 2 to Warcraft 3 and onto all the World of Warcraft stuff. It would have been great if they did, because they would have had endless lore to build through, right? Because World of Warcraft's, you know, never going to stop getting made. But... well, there are... 2 separate Shaws of Anger? Or did he just... He fell through the mountain. Oh, hang on. I gotta find one of those mounts so we can all get good luck. Cloud. Somebody's picky about store-bought mounts. Yeah, it's never easy to be compared to a legend, for sure, for sure. We got this one and 2 more of these world boss ones. And here into Siege of Orgrimmar. Hey, Emerald. Thank you for the good luck.
Yes, yes! Bring your rage to bear! Try to strike!
Gold and gold. Blarg. Next, Undasta.
What's your lucky do?
What's your lucky do? Yes, Theo, I have that mount. I do. I'm just double checking to make sure none of the ones on Isle of Timeless Isle drop a mount. I certainly don't, but we're on a flight path. We've got time. Dasta and the Lack. I'm not sure who you mean, Theo. Right now I'm riding Shuzen, the Divine Sentinel. Oh, I think I know who you mean. You're talking about the, like, the Zandalari, like, yeah, they're all over the map. They're not just near Kun Lai. Like, there's one in pretty much every zone. Zandalari Warbringers is what I think they're actually called. I don't have my rares map on, but they're a rare. They can be incredibly hard to find. That's why I don't include them in the mount farming tour, because they can be incredibly hard to find, and one global auto attack kills them. So, yeah. Yeah, see, the Warbringers drop, like, a bunch of stuff. One of the things that they can drop is the Reigns of the Slate Primordial Direhorn. Like rep tokens and a bag full of crafting materials. I wasn't aware they released any mounts for Overlords of Outland, but there was a mount, a warp mount that was released with the Collector's Edition. I was trying to save up money for the Collector's Edition for TBC when it came out, but life happened, which does happen. So I stopped worrying about it. Well, let's have a look. That's the wrong button. I do not see it, my friend. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Absolutely. Sad part is people probably think I'm trying to farm the eggs, but I'm not actually. I have all the mounts from the eggs. Yeah. It's not my favorite mount. I only really actually have it in my favorites because I got it at the start of BFA. Pretty sure it was while I was leveling, if I remember correctly. It dropped when I was in Nazmir. And because it was going supposedly... Well, originally, my auction add-on said it was going for 3 million gold. But I think what it actually sold for was a little under 200,000. So I sold it. And then I didn't get it again for the longest time. And I finally bought it off the auction house for like 15, 20 grand or something like that. So I was just celebrating having it back. By putting it in with my favorites. There you go. Well, you know, it's one of those things. You know, sure, does it go down in value? Absolutely. Which one, Emerald? Which mount? I've been riding several. If there was a particular one you were wondering about. Oh, you mean the Antoran Charhound? Not this one, but this one. This one. No? Purple feathers. From Shadowlands, Jeepers, I'm not even sure what Shadowlands ones I have. There you go, Chittering Ammonite. That's probably the one. I don't recall. Theo, there is no raid mount that drops that requires you to have rep for it to drop. There's absolutely zero mounts that require you to have rep to drop. Sorry, Emerald. I wish I remembered. I was actually talking about the one that drops in Nazmir. But I guess the one that you were talking about must have been the same model, but is from Shadowlands. I don't recall. I honestly don't.
Dare you interrupt our preparations? The Zandalari will not be stopped. Not this time! Destroy them! I command you! No! No, stop! Stop!
I have many
Stop what? I
lucky
killed
dudes
your
to
Undasta a while ago.
Yo. Hurry back.
Did I go to the wrong place? I might have gone to the wrong place. Oh no, Nilaki. Dusklight Razorwing. Dusklight Razorwing. Dusk. Oh, that one, yeah. I got that as a random drop off of one of the rares, I think. I think that's how I got that. Yeah, no worries. No need to be sorry. I think that's how I got that. I'm not 100% certain because I don't recall. Okay. I'm talking about two different things, Theo. The dog I think you're talking about is the Arcanist Mana Saber. Right? This one. It's not a drop. It's a reward for finishing the Suramar questline. And I think you actually have to do... You might actually have to do the raid, but it's not a drop from the raid. It's just a reward from finishing the questline. It shouldn't take that long. It's not time-gated anymore. Right? Like, it came out in chapters. But it's not time-gated anymore. So it shouldn't... You might be able to get it done in a day. A lot of it's going to depend on how much ancient mana you can find. Because a lot of the things are like, give me 100 ancient mana. And stuff like that. If you're really looking to do it, you best do it like either do it now on a human during what you call it, the next Dark Moon Fair. And that'll up the rep, so it'll make things a little bit easier, because both of those give a 10% bonus. Or do a bunch of time walking on a bunch of different tunes. And when Legion Time Walking comes out, I bet dollars to donuts that there will be rep tokens for the Suramar rep. I'd bet dollars to donuts on that, as they say. Do you mean the Nightborn Mana Saber? That's for unlocking Nightborn. That might be easy now. I don't know if they did it now or if they're doing it 9.1.5. But I heard somewhere some talk about removing the rep requirement. That could be wrong. But either way, you're gonna get exalted with that rep just by completing the quest line for that other Mana Saber. Right? So it's incredibly easy to unlock the Nightborn. I will say that about Legion. It was a heck of a lot easier to unlock the Horde allied races than it was the Alliance ones. Because the Horde ones were rep that you would have gotten anyway, just from leveling through the zones and doing the quests. But the Alliance ones are reps that are on Argus, so they're extraordinarily grindy. The two Alliance ones that unlock Void Elves and Lightforged Draenei. But again, you're going to get rep tokens for all of that once 9.1.5 drops, and you can do Legion time walking. But you want to grind out a bunch of time walking badges now, because on a bunch of different characters, so that you can buy the tokens on the one character you want to get it from. So that by the time Legion Time Walking comes out, you actually already have a bunch of Time Warp badges saved up to buy stuff with. I do not know when the next Time Walking comes out. It's not this... It's this next week. Yeah, it's Cataclysm Time Walking next week. Which is tomorrow for us here in North America. I have not leveled, like, I am horrible with ranged. I've never been a healer, so never really been a healer. So, no, I've never done a no-spec priest myself. Metro has. Metro's done no-spec priest before. In fact, when he and I did our two-man no-spec challenge on the PTR, before Shadowlands came out, that was back in BFA. He was a no-spec priest, I was a no-spec monk. If my memory serves, yeah. And all those streams are on the channel. It went really well. There was definitely some major funny moments, for sure. Because back then we were looking at level scaling and the whole idea behind Chromie time and all that kind of stuff. And essentially we went from level 10 to level 50 without a spec. And the thing about leveling through Pandaria is, and this is true of all the zones, there's a lot of the end game daily quest hubs are available very early, so you can go and do the quests for them at really low levels. Yeah. I like the no-spec thing. It's definitely a different way of doing it. We would definitely have to look at doing a no-spec challenge once the heirlooms are upgraded to upgradable to level 60. Because we can do, we could try and do a no-spec one sitting thing then. For sure, for sure. Right now I'm in a really horrible place, IRL, to be trying to do that kind of challenge, so... Kind of good that 9.1.5 is probably a ways off yet. By the way, if I had to guess, and everybody's talking about November being when 9.1.5 comes out, if I had to guess, I would think it would be November 30th. Because it's 2 weeks after, it's essentially Warlords Draenor time walking, 2 weeks, and then instead of Shadowlands dungeon, we would get Legion time walking. That would make sense to me, assuming Legion time walking comes out the first week of 9.1.5. Well, Theo, buddy, there's a couple of time walkings in between now and when 9.1.5 is going to come out, like 3 of them. I would suggest you do all of them on as many characters as you can, because you can buy those rep badges on one character and send them to a different one. So if you have like 5 alts and you do the time walking on each of them, that's, you know, like 2,500 extra badges right there. And I forget how much the rep tokens cost off the top of my head. I could look tomorrow and find out, but I believe they're like 150 time warp badges for each one, and you want to be able to buy as many of those rep badges as possible, because yeah, it'll smooth things out, right? Because you won't have gaps where you need to do a bunch of dailies. I mean, there'll still be gaps where you have to do a bunch of dailies, a bunch of world quests, because it says it's actually a quest to continue the story. Go do XYZ number of dailies or XYZ number of world quests in Suramar. That's actually what stopped our Suramar only leveling challenge back in the day. Back when everything scaled to the level bracket. I did a for charity. I think it was 100 to 110 all in Suramar challenge. I think that's what we did. And it was buggy as all get out. Like, it was really buggy. But I persevered through the bugs. And I got to a point where I had to do world quests to progress the campaign. But I wasn't high enough level to unlock world quests yet for that zone. so I couldn't continue. It was really sad because I was like a level away from doing it too, if I remember correctly. Poor Metro. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning for him when I got to that point. And we were both, he was up. It's like, oh, no. Dude helped me out so much, too. He actually went to the auction house and bought a bunch of... that's the other thing. If you're going to do it, Theo, you can actually buy some of that ancient mana, some of the little tokens that make ancient mana from the auction house. I don't... Whatever you do, though, if you do that, don't immediately turn them in, because you've got... As you start that rep, you start with a very small amount of ancient mana you can hold in your currency. I'll show you what I mean. Because ancient mana is actually currency from Legion. See? The maximum that you can hold is 2,000, right? I currently have 1,753 out of 2,000. But when you start, the maximum you can hold, I think, is like 40 or 50 ancient mana. So as you progress through the storyline, your ancient mana capacity is increased. So you don't want to use any of the little tokens that give you ancient mana that are going to overfill, because you'll then just lose the extra ancient mana. I think I've said the words ancient mana too many times, so I'm going to stop. Ancient mana. Come on, Alack. Be born of thunder. Wow, we've had some really bad luck today with world bosses. Gotten to every single one of them, like, just as they finished getting killed.
Can you feel a chill wind blow? The storm is coming. I am but the darkness before the storm.
Primal Egg. Is that the mount? Hang on. I don't think that's the mount. I think that's... I gotta check this out. You guys saw that, right? That dropped off in the lack, right? You guys saw that drop off in the lack. That is weird. It's not supposed to drop off of him. It's only supposed to drop from the Isle of Thunder. Because that's going to hatch into a raptor. Crap. I already have all the raptors. There are 3 primal raptors, and I'll show you. I already have all 3 of them. That's the one from the bones. That's cracked primal egg. Cracked primal egg. Cracked primal egg. Oh, well. Anywho. Let's see. On we go to Siege of Orgrimmar. I better make it. I'm just gonna make a note of that because I want to clip that. That's just weird. It's not supposed to, Theo. That's the thing. From what because I just looked it up while I was doing that, and it's supposedly that Primal Egg is not supposed to, according to Wowhead, it's not supposed to drop off Nalak. Hey, Fizzle. But yeah, no, I'll definitely make a clip of that.
It is not too late, Garrosh. Lay down the mantle of War Chief. We can end this here, now, with no more bloodshed.
Ha! Do you remember nothing of honor, of glory on a battlefield? You who would parley with the humans, who allowed warlocks to practice their dark magics right under our feet. You are weak. We are the Orcish.
Right back at you, buddy.
The true Horde. We die, bloody and thrashing on the field of battle.
I know it's getting late for you. You're gonna start napping pretty soon.
You are an orc no longer, and speak for none but yourself. You betrayed our people to forge your fragile alliances, and I will take great pleasure in tearing them apart.
Then you have forced my hand. I will correct the mistake I made long ago. Spirits of the wind, the earth, the water, hear my call! Come to my aid!
You know what's interesting?
Fool, my dark shaman have twisted and
all I can think about listening to this speech.
around. They cannot hear you now. Once again, you prove too weak.
All I can think about listening to this speech is how jarring it was listening to Kale
Never
earlier today when we were trying to get Ashes of Alar.
Alone. So, you wish to face off against a real orc war chief. So be it.
Owned. Wow, that's almost embarrassing, throw. Speed taunt.
Garrosh, son of Grom, will show you what it means. Anger, hatred, fear. They are weapons of war. The tools of a war chief. Yes, I can see it now. I can see the future of this world. A world ruled by the Horde.
Yeah, Emerald, but Green Jeebus got his back, even if he did cheat to do it.
Doubt as I have.
Aw, thanks, Theo. Much appreciate, buddy. Yeah, it's good to be back making content again, honestly.
You cannot succeed. Your cause is hopeless.
Anyway, as I was saying, it's really jarring with that changed Kael'thas voice, and then to hear a real classic voice like Thrall's. All I can think of is, man, if they ever change Thrall's voice,
5, 4, 3, 2,
I'll be
1.
deeply upset if they ever change Thrall's voice.
You think you have won? You are blind. I will force your eyes open.
Come on, Garrosh. Come on, Gary. Gary Hellscream. Little Gary Hellscream. Yeah, there was some... Whoops.
This world.
There was some kind of...
Destiny.
I didn't really understand it. There was some kind of controversy with the actor playing him, so they had to change it, was my understanding.
Farewell, friend of the Grummles.
Darn. I think he might have been, I think the dude might have been proven innocent too. Like, I think the thing blew over eventually, but by that time it was too late. I don't know. Again, I wasn't following that, and I only kind of heard about it third or fourth hand.
Well met.
What exactly is... Yeah, I always choose the wrong flight path when I'm trying to get here. Iron Docks. It looks like the best one is actually Iron Docks. Let's go there.
Be careful.
Yeah, lately... Yeah, Garrosh was not ready to be War Chief. For sure, for sure. He did not understand the new Horde. And he didn't really understand the intricacies of leading multiple races united in a single faction, let's say. At the same time, he wasn't the worst war chief either. Like, he did a lot of good stuff. And I think even the Pandaria campaign probably wouldn't have been horrible if he hadn't run into the heart of an old god. Yeah, for sure, Emerald. I love Sylvanas. I still think she's going to wind up being the hero of the Shadowlands expansion. I think at the end of the day, she's going to save us all, and I think it's going to wind up being her whole plan. I said it at the beginning, all these people talked about Sylvanas being this huge traitor and stuff. It's like, no. She knew about the jailer. She knew what the jailer was planning. And she knew unless the forces from Azeroth intervened, there wasn't going to be anybody able to stop him, because the Shadowlands was divided, and nobody in the Shadowlands was going to do anything to stop him with the way things were. And she knows what happens when you do something dastardly terrible to the heroes of Azeroth. She's seen it happen to Sargeras and Deathwing and Arthas, and like she's seen it happen over and over again. Every time Azeroth unites against a foe, that foe gets destroyed. And you got to think about it this way. If she really wanted to be evil and succeed, she could have funneled a heck of a lot more dead souls to the jailer if she'd have wanted to. It goes back to that whole thing with the Mock-Garah with Sorpang. She, A, did not have to accept it. B, she most certainly did not need to cheat to win. Right? And if she had... And even the Alliance and Thrall's forces were like, we don't have enough of an army to take Orgrimmar. We're overmatched. We're beaten. Like, they've got us. Right? Like, all we're going to do is die breaking ourselves against these gates. And Sorfang was like, well, I'll try and challenge her to a Mock-Garah. And we all saw how that was going. All she had to do was just kill him. And it would have been over. Or refuse the Mock-Garah and fight the war, and there would have been literally tens of thousands more dead on both sides.
You're the dog.
She would have come out the winner.
Wreaking havoc throughout my foundry.
If, like I say, if all she really wanted to do was funnel souls to the jailer to empower him, she could have done a lot more to do it.
Open the flume. Flood the room with molten slag. The War Chief's weapon.
Large.
Without us,
I think what she did was very strategic. You know? It came to her because she had to know there was no way the Loas of the trolls wanted her to be war chief. Given how Vol'jin felt about her. You know? She had to know she was being set up.
Many deals for a friend.
She had to find out how she was being set up before any of us did. And she, as soon as she held Azerite, she figured it out. Because that's what Azerite does, right? And she's already a genius tactician. You don't get to be a ranger general of the blood of the High Elves by being stupid at combat. Yeah, I mean, she's literally lived for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And, yeah.
Can I assist you?
She figured it all out. She wanted us to go to the Shadowlands. If she didn't, there were dozens of other ways she could have done it, and we never would have known it till it was too late. There you go, Emerald. There you go. But that's the thing. If Sorfang had just done what she told him to do, none of that would have happened. If Sorfang had just killed Malfurion, she wouldn't have needed to take Teldrassil down. It was never her plan to take Teldrassil down. That was her backup plan, right? And Sorfang was being unreasonable in not killing Malfurion anyway. He's like, oh, this isn't an honorable fight. You're in the middle of a battle, a war. There's no one-on-one Mok'Garaz in the middle of a war. You're fighting against your enemy. You kill him any way you can. That's not dishonorable, that's just war. And Sorfang's an old enough soldier to know that and to understand that. He should have just killed Malfurion when she told him to. All the death in Battle for Azeroth is Sorfang's fault. It's all his fault. Sylvanas very easily could have held Teldrassil for ransom and forced the Draenei and the Night Elves to completely evacuate Kalimdor. She could have secured that entire continent so that the Alliance had no foothold there anymore. And then swept down from the north through the Eastern Kingdoms and taken all of Azeroth. It really wouldn't have been that hard. There would have been no Night Warrior. There would have been no, Darkshore fights. Like, the whole war would have just been over. It's all Sorfang's fault. But that's my Sorfang rant for the day. I'll stop ranting about Sorfang, I swear. I really used to like Sorfang, but his behavior annoyed me in BFA. Not to mention, the entire invasion of Ashenvale and Darkshore was Sorfang's... They followed Sorfang's plan. Like, Sylvanas said, here's the broad strokes of what I want to do. Sorfang's like, that could work. Here's how we need to do it in specific detail. This was all his plan, and then he, backed out the last second of killing Malfurion. It's just ridiculous. Theo, Sorfang is an old soldier. He was... I'm in Mythic. Oh, cool. We'll do Mythic, then Heroic, then Normal. He was an orc that fought in the First War, the Second War, the Third War. If you remember ICC, Sorfang's son was one of the bosses in ICC. Yeah, like, she could have very easily have killed all of the Alliance leaders when they came to arrest her at Lordaeron. All she had to do was release the plague instead of try and drop a roof on their head. No, not the first Death Knight. No, not the first Death Knight. Sarpang's son died at the Wrathgate. The first Death Knight was Terran Gorefiend. But that was back in the Second War. Back in Warcraft 2. The Horde created Death Knights because they both lost and won the first war. But it was to counter the Alliance creating Paladins. And the Alliance created Paladins to counter the Orcs Warlocks. So...
Unstoppable. My will is unbreakable. Strike for Sargeras. You'll never escape my grasp. 3, 2, 1. Behold, power given forth. I'll make ashes of you.
Yeah, it still seems fairly recent, right?
4, 3.
My
2,
will
1.
is unbreakable.
Come here, Gul'dan. I want to fight you in the center. Come on.
No more distractions. I have work to do. Surrender. I may yet show mercy.
Fight for Azeroth! We can stop him! I know it!
Behold, power given forth.
Listen up, Dadgar. Either get in the fight and help, or quit cheerleading.
He will fall! Time to return the demon hunter's soul to his body, and deny the Legion's master a host.
I am Gul'dan. I am darkness incarnate. It cannot end like this.
To challenge its master? Such arrogance! Behold the shadow of what is to come. The endless darkness that shall consume your world. You are not prepared! Feel the power of the demon within! Behold the flames of Azeroth!
Yeah, people still say that's tough. I disagree. I think that is insane. I didn't even really use much power. Like, I didn't pop a pot, I didn't pop drums, I didn't pop anything. And I didn't get a mount. Arg. Nice. Sigh. Reminds me, I gotta ask Sai if he's ever seen that egg drop off of Nalak. Like, that's trivial. To me, that's a trivial amount of effort I have to put in to kill that. It's just stupidly easy at this point, right? And yet I got into an argument with a guy on Twitter the other day because I don't know, I was looking, I saw a post somebody made about killing Mythic Gul'dan, and I made the comment, somebody says, "Wow, that's so tough." And I said, really shouldn't be. I wasn't replying to the person who made the comment about killing Gul'dan. I was replying to the person who was hyping it up as being a huge accomplishment. And I says, it really shouldn't be that hard. It's actually quite trivial with our current gear. And he's like, no, it's not. I said, well, I'm a Windwalker. I don't even have an immunity, and the only way that you can, cheese any part of the demon within is with an immunity. It's like, you're a Windwalker, you got Touch of Karma. It's like, yeah, but Touch of Karma is not an immunity. And it doesn't stop the demon within from infesting you. It doesn't stop the demon within in any way, shape, or form. It just prevents some of the damage. He didn't say anything after that. Because it's true, I've been soloing this. I soloed it last expansion. Most of the time I had Theo's help, but I have soloed it last expansion, like our gear levels. And that's the argument that most people have been making about it. It's like, oh, our gear is less powerful now than it was at the end of BFA. No, it isn't. It is patently untrue. I wasn't even meaning to call the guy out. I was trying to explain, because people, if you don't contradict people when they say something that's patently untrue like that, it tends to get believed, and then if enough huge influencers say it, it starts to bleed into the consciousness of the community that it's that way, even when it's not. You know? Like, I never like calling anybody out, but that's just... And honestly, I wouldn't even have said anything to the guy who did it, because, like, if you've never tried it before, or if the only time you tried it was, like, midway through BFA, or near the end of BFA, and you had problems with soloing it, because you didn't have an immunity, I would have simply said, good for you, you know, but the guy who was sitting there hyping it up was the guy I was like, yeah, that's not actually how it is. Because I personally want more people to do it. Because, like I say, the more people who do it and see how easy it is, the harder it is to push a false narrative.
Our citizens must be told of the arrival of the Horde.
Yeah. So... I mean, good-meaning people can disagree about things, right? But... yeah, like I say, as a Windwalker, it should be difficult for me. My buddy Sai there, I've seen him do it, and he's really good at Windwalker. I saw him do it last expansion, back when I still had to have Theo help me most of the time, and he had, you know, specific rotations and specific ways that you had to, specific essences that you had to have, and you had to have a certain amount of corruption, and like it was legit difficult. And I mean, that's really the narrative that I'm kind of pushing against with it. Is there's people who talk about and are making big deal of the fact that at the end of any expansion, you lose a lot of borrowed power while you level.
The pathetic horde will fall to dust.
Right?
In
like,
the end, death
we lost corruption at the end of BFA. And at the end of Shadowlands, we'll lose all our conduit power and stuff, right? All of our... Like, all our soul binds and conduits and stuff like that. This will all go away at the end of Shadowlands. So while we're leveling through the next expansion, we will at first lose some power. But the idea is by the time you actually get to the point where you're raiding again, you're actually ahead in power. Yes, you are, buddy. Well, the big part, Raven, about fighting the demon within is those parasites, because they can stun lock you. And they're meant to be dispelled, right?
Strike for Sargeras.
So if you're a class that can dispel the magic, like even Monk, like I have a thing that dispels magic. I can only use it once every, I think it's, what, minute and a half? But if you're a healer, you probably have a magic dispel that you can use more often than that, right?
Kill them in my master's name.
But that's why I talked about the way that it can be cheesed, is with an immunity, right? Like, if you have no way to dispel the magic, you cheese it with an immunity.
The duel is upon us.
Yeah, exactly.
But first, I'll indulge myself a bit. And
so,
finish you.
When I first saw that was soloable, because I watched a video Siler made of him being able to do it, I was like, oh, maybe I can do it too.
4, 3, 2,
and at first I really couldn't. Because I'm nowhere near as good as he is at Windwalker. And
no more distractions.
Second, he was way better geared than I was, which, again, him being better at the class means, yeah, he should be better geared.
Surrender.
This is our world, not the Legion.
So he was able to execute the strategy better too. No mount. But like I say, that's why I like saying stuff like that. Hey Gromgal, how's it going, bud? Is because I want more people to do it. So that they can see that it's easy. So that they can get the mount, so that they can, you know, push back against the false narrative that we still have less power now than we did at the end of the expansion and the BFA.
Many deals for a friend of the Grummles. Like you. May your feet find good trails.
I'm enjoying it a lot. I haven't gotten any mounts yet, but I'm enjoying it. We're still $3.99 at 400. We're looking to get that Frenzied Fell Talon today, some way, somehow, by hook or by crook. Exactly, Emerald. And that's the truth of it, right? But there's so much false narrative out there that it's annoying. Oh, the Brewfest one, yeah. I think I've told this story before, Grumgull. I'm not sure if you've heard me tell it. But I got both the same day. I got the Kodo on the Horde side, and I got the... so I got the Ram on the Horde side and the Kodo on the Alliance side. I was messing around. I'm pretty sure it was the end of Wrath, because I definitely queued into it on both sides. Might have been the start of Cataclysm, I'm not sure. But, actually, we can look and find out. Uh, 12 years ago, so that's 6 expansions ago. We're in... Yeah, that probably would have been Wrath, actually. Because that's almost exactly 12 years ago, 2 years per expansion approximately. We're in 9.1. So, yeah, that would have been near the end of Wrath. See, now I have to search and make sure I'm not talking up my butt. Because I don't like putting false information out there. Yeah, that was almost a year before Cataclysm came out. Wow. Because Cataclysm was December 7th, 2010. It's nice to know my memory hasn't completely failed me. Anyway, back we go. Good, we're on normal. Get one more shot at a mount out of this raid. And then we can try some BFA dungeons. I wonder. I know the Heart of Azeroth still works. I wonder if it's going to work in Legion Mythic Plus. I gotta remember to ask Metro about that.
Ah, yes. The heroes have arrived. So persistent, so confident. But your arrogance will be your undoing.
Wow, I'm still on the loading screen and Gul'dan has already started his blather.
Your pathetic pathetic horde will fall to dust. In the end, death will inherit this world. And she will be waiting. The husk of Illidan will prove an ideal vessel for my master's glory. Sargeras will rise, and together we will watch your world burn. Let the end game begin.
He has such a small health pool.
You will not stop the ritual. Strike for Sargeras. Burn from within. Rid me of these pests. Kill them in my master's name. The vessel must be made ready.
You know what's funny? I've never gotten thrown back so much from
the ritual is upon
this thing
us.
popping up before. Usually it just lets me stand inside of it when it comes up.
Myself a bit and finish you. A taste. You'll never escape my grasp.
4,
Drink
3.
Yeah, I get that.
Not fail you, master. No more distractions. I have work to do.
I'm kind of the opposite. I literally, because I really only play DPS and
surrender. I may
melee DPS at that.
Time to return the demon hunter's soul to his body and deny the...
Thought for a second that was the mount. It's not. Love that melee DPS lifestyle, you know? Always in the thick of it. Taking care of business. Taking care of business every day. Taking care of business every way. I've heard something similar said. I have. Got on my bags. Then we can head to Desire Lore. Yeah, not at all. Not at all. I'm pretty easy to get along with when it comes to what you say in chat. My whole idea is I make a real effort to be as ultra hyper PG as possible. Because it's my stream and I'm the only one talking. But I'm not gonna censor you guys. What you guys say is up to you. I would never try and censor it. Just not how I roll.
Greetings.
I think the only time I ever really started censoring people was they were like spouting off racist, homophobic slurs and just nasty stuff. It's about the only time I really ever did that. So it was back in the day when people are just silly. It was weird because that was back when I first started streaming. Like Metro likes to say, that I got hit in the face with the algorithm because I'd never really streamed before. But all of a sudden I had like 200 and 300 plus people in my chat, and when you have that many people, there's always going to be somebody in it who's 12 years old who thinks it's fun to troll and say bad words, especially when those words pop up on the screen, right?
Welcome to the tomb of the first Troll King. Wish I could be there to greet you myself. My power has already taken root, binding the ancient spirits to the will of my master.
It's a shame I can't just teleport across, eh? Again, you can see the vast difference in even in something like this between BFA and now.
This temple is under Gahun's power.
Wait, I am in Mythic. Okay, good. Just checking. I thought for a second I might be in normal or heroic. I have not heard. I cannot comment on it, my friend, because I have not heard about it. That's weird. I could have sworn I didn't use my Touch of Karma. But yeah, as I was saying, I honestly thought I might have been in heroic or normal when I walked through the door with how easy some of these mobs were. Compared to when I first tried farming this back in BFA. Or even at 9.0, honestly. Yeah, I get it. It's stuff like that is never easy.
You can't stand against the Zandalari.
Of course, once 9.1.5 comes out, we can add solo farming of islands to our mount farming, because we'll be able to go do that. As a way of keeping the fun going. At least I think that's when that's coming. I don't think they've done it yet.
Thousands of years ago, a blood contagion almost wiped out the Zandalari.
He did know, man. Dang, I thought I got all the embalming fluids on this side. Pardon me. Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! It's dark in here! No! I can imagine that. I have an aunt who raises large dogs, and she must have the patience of a saint to do it. Just put it to you that way. You know, like Irish wolfhounds and Newfoundlanders and bull mastiffs and
Your blood is cursed. The blood curse must be purged. The bloody dead must be preserved.
oh. As far as he's concerned, he's still just a little puppy. Like, oh, I'm just a little puppy. Wait, did I go the wrong way? I went the wrong way. I swear, I've got to get out of the habit of sleeping through the afternoon. It's really getting in the way of me streaming. I'm starting to get like Theo. I just fall asleep in the middle of my stream.
This temple is under Gahun's power.
That's true. You are most correct, my friend. But you see, I'm an old man. I am also allowed to nap. Wow. I've never actually just taken that effect before. I'd always, you know, rolled out of it. I was kind of curious to see what it would do. It did half my health and damage. Actually, you know what? We're over 2 hours into the stream. Give me a sec, guys. I gotta take a quick break. I'll be right back. And we're back. Sorry about that, guys. I started something cooking before the stream started. I had to go check on it. Yeah. I believe that too, Emerald. I believe. But meow. I want McDonald's too. Whatever you give him, as long as it's not chocolate, I'm sure it's fine. But I understand that chocolate's pretty toxic for puppies. Of course, when I was growing up, our dog was insanely spoiled. We got these specific dog treats that were chocolate, but they were a type that dogs could eat. It was actually good for them.
Blood and bone.
So
Here comes the pain.
that was one of his treats that he really liked. Was to
Blood and bone.
get his chocolate doggy treats. Because other dogs didn't get chocolate because it was toxic.
My rage be undying.
This fight requires skill, something you are lacking. Time to get the axe.
And the axes can just stay over there.
Here comes the pain.
Time to get the axe. Somebody is losing a head.
Quit hitting me with your axes. Don't like it.
Time to get the axe.
Hurts. The axes hurt.
Time to get the axe. Somebody is losing a head. My head will make a fine trophy.
Even in death you cannot succeed. Stand aside and witness greatness. Please bury me. Here comes the face in the sea.
Silence, prophet of lies! I spent my life resisting.
No, before I started streaming, I put spaghetti sauce in the slow cooker, or crock pot as we always used to call them here. And I had to go stir it because I needed a taste. No, I just meant the dog would call it would the way the dog looks at you. He's like calling you mom. Like, Mom, I want McDonald's too. I was doing a dog voice. I apologize if that wasn't clear. It was my half Eric Cartman, half dog voice. You gotta leave those jokes to the professionals, is what they tell me.
Come, my dear Ripper. None can withstand my blade. Even death cannot. Time to bleed. Enough! You have earned the honor of dying by my hand. I will shred your flesh. Time to bleed. None can withstand my blade. You have broken Zul's hold. I serve that swine no longer. You have freed me from a cruel fate, but Zul is merely a puppet in a larger plan. Even now, his master gathers power. Zul will not rest until all the world is in the Blood God's grip. For the sake of Zandalar, and for your kingdoms as well, you must stop him.
I got 50 artifact power from that. Okay. Next, the next two dungeons should be a lot quicker than that. Hmm. I mean, 241 gold is 241 gold. I'm going in there anyway. I might as well kill the Restless Horror as well as the Unbound Abomination.
A corrupt abomination has erupted from the earth.
Yeah, it's a bit grindy. Especially if you didn't play BFA regularly. I always have trouble finding the entrance to these places. More annoying than anything else. Pretty sure this is Aldir. Which means this should be the dungeon.
The spirits grow restless. Help them find peace.
We can do that.
The blood trolls are scattered, but we must find the source of the rot and destroy it. Guard yourselves. Who knows what lurks in these caves?
I do. I've been here before. Unfortunate. Didn't mean to pull this pack, too. That is like the 6th or 7th time I've cast Touch of Karma without meaning to in the last couple weeks. I certainly did not mean to cast Zwen there. Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I get you, for sure. Well, congrats on getting a couple of weeks off. And thank you for your service. We'll kill the Axa. We'll go kill this, whatever this is. We'll go kill the end boss.
For the glory of Gahun! Gahun's overtake you!
That was quick. Whew. Stop it. No more yawning.
Nelly deals for a friend of the Grummles, like you. Good fortune to our friends.
I forgot this guy spawned.
What manner of creature is this?
Harveys.
I did not mean to engage this boss at all.
I have never seen this form of corruption before. If this spreads to the surface, we will not be able to contain it.
Many farewells.
Well done. May they find rest.
I feel like I missed half of that fight. My eyes closed. See, I'm just such a good DPSer. I can DPS things with my eyes closed. Hit it. Nailed it. Came up with a real good excuse. Yeah. Yeah, that works.
Planetary infection imminent. Virulent specimen detected.
Containment priority 1.
Thanks, Emerald. I appreciate it. We've got this boss, and then one more boss to do Harlan's Suite in Freehold. And since I'm falling asleep, I'm going to get myself a little food buff. Just close my eyes for a second while my food buff is going on. There we go. Let's see. We'll have some of the Mad Duke's tea. Get some crit chance out of that.
Devour! Consume! Spread! Infected! Purge protocols engaged. Infected! Purge protocols engaged. Purge protocols engaged.
Yeah, Blood Visage. That's what I'm supposed to be killing, is Blood Visage.
Contagion detected. Sanitize. Contagion detected. Sanitize. Engaging final safeguard. Destroy virulent source.
Nope.
The Titan
No
bought
mount.
us time, but Gahun will not stay contained for long. We must gather
Let's go to
our
Freehold.
forces and stop the rot at
Somebody left a mailbox there.
I have many, many wares. Good fortune to our friends.
A corrupt abomination has erupted from the earth.
Hit it. Close the map. Find the hole. Get above the overhang. Then open the map up. Hey, Sap. Not too bad. We have yet to see a mount drop. But we only need one. Because we're at $399 at 400, so we only need one. And we've got one more boss we can try and get one off. We had one kind of troll thing happen, though, besides being in Zandalar. We had a boss, one of the bosses that was farming mounts off of, drop an egg. But that boss is not supposed to drop that egg. That egg isn't even supposed to drop in that zone. So we'll have to see what happens in a few days with it. Yeah, Emerald, I may grab one off the auction house if I can't get another one. That's always an option. Depends on what's available, right? Trust me, that's always in the back of my mind. But I always like to do it the proper way if I can. Like, that's kind of the whole point of the stream, is to spend some time hanging out and mount farming. Like, the way I look at mount farming is this. Very similar to how I used to look at selling vacuum cleaners. A long time ago in the far, far away. Back when I was young and my back still worked proper, I was a door-to-door vacuum cleaner salesman. It was a pretty decent one, too. For sure, for sure. Yeah, it's going to be different every server. Like I say, if it doesn't drop from Harlan, we'll go have a look. But long, long ago, I was a door-to-door vacuum cleaner salesman. And the guy who trained me and to be a door-to-door vacuum cleaner salesman, he said something that I found actually quite profound when he was telling me. He's like, you can't get discouraged when you don't sell one. You know, when you go to a house and they decide not to buy. He says, because that's just as good as if they did buy, because every time you do a demo, you're one demo closer to a sale, right? Statistics will tell you that a good vacuum cleaner salesman sells a vacuum cleaner about 3 out of 10 times. So, if you do 6 in a row where you haven't sold one, you know darn well one of the next couple is going to sell one, you know? Yeah, for sure, for sure. Alright, let's see how much we can avoid.
Oh, don't mind shark mate. He just needs to empty his hold.
Ahoy! You lot got the look of proper cutthroats. Not like the usual scum that passes for pirates round here. If you're itching to make some mayhem, you'll need a meeting with the Council of Captains. I can help with that. But first, I got a problem. This here lock ain't cooperating with my attempts to pick it. That mangy dog's got the key, but he's a slippery one. So, you scratch my back, I return the favor. Got me?
Oh, I get you. There you go. Okay, Scooby. Let's go find some Scooby snacks. Nice. Absolutely nice. That's one of the TCG ones. Usually really expensive, honestly, if I remember correctly. Oh, Harlan, my friend. Let's come and chat over here.
You have opposed me, but they always came up short.
But anyway, as I was saying, before I got completely distracted, Blarg, at the end of the day, as long as you're out there farming, or, you know, doing your vacuum cleaner demonstrations, you know it's gonna be a set amount before you find a mount, get a sale. You never know how many that's going to be, but each time you do one and don't get one, you're one step closer to that one where it's going to drop one, or you're going to make that sale. So, it's always worth, even if you don't get, it's always worth doing the rounds. I believe it. I believe it. So then we go like this. Click the search button. And, oh, we filter first. Uncollected only. Search button. Jade Panther. You don't say.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Not how I wanted that to happen. However, I will most certainly take it. Oh yeah. I should actually have all of them. I don't know why I don't. I was a jewel crafter in MOP too. Like I had every opportunity to do that. Here, let's go to my Mount Rock. We will mount up. Collections. Mounts. Wow, that is the number, that's the top mount achievement so far. Well, I say we start working on a 500 mounts next time we do this. So that when the 500 mount achievement is put in, we get it. However, until then, we have accomplished what we set out to do today. Got ourselves a cool new mount. Fell version of the Raven Lord. And I had a lot of fun hanging out with y'all. So, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I think we're going to call that a stream. It's a bit shorter than we normally do, but I have spaghetti sauce cooking, so. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a great day. No stream, of course, tomorrow. No stream Wednesday. We might put out a video Thursday. Depends. I got a couple of things I'm looking at putting out. Maybe Thursday. We'll probably put a new Deus Ex video out on the LP channel. We might put one out tomorrow and Thursday, honestly. Tomorrow and Friday, honestly, rather. And then we've got Witcher 3 stream on the LP channel Saturday. TBC Classic leveling Saturday afternoon. And we're back on normal leveling or something else funky next Sunday. So, and then Mount Farming next Monday. So that's what the next week is looking like. And yeah, I hope to see y'all there. Alright, everybody. Take care. Peace. Cop out.